Hello and welcome to your American accent training. My name is Alyssa and today we are going to talk about nasal sounds. Nasal sounds are sounds that you create by forcing sound through your nose. I know that sounds weird, but you actually do it to make the sounds M, N, and the combination of N and G. And that is what we are going to talk about today. We're going to start with the sound M. Now that sound is easy enough on its own. You simply close your mouth and push noise through or make the sound through your nose like this. Like you saw tasty food. Your tongue shouldn't be touching any part of the inside of your mouth, right? Now that's easy enough because you have the M sound in Spanish. The trouble comes when the word ends in N. Because in Spanish you don't have words that end in M. There's two common mistakes that Spanish speakers often make. Either they don't make any sound at all. This is, I often hear when people say, my name is, they usually say, my name is. My name is. That sounds terrible. That's not right. You're not ending and finishing the sound correctly. There should be an M at the end of name. My name is. The other problem that Spanish speakers often have is that instead of putting an M at the end, they change it to an N. What time is it? What time is it? Do you hear the difference? It should be what time is it, right? So we're going to practice some words that have M at the end of them. This is very important. Listen to me. This is very important. When you have a word, you see a word that ends with an M sound, your mouth should be closed at the end of that word. It should not be open. My name is wrong. My name is. What time is it? Your mouth should be closed at the end of the word. Okay? Ready? We're going to try it. These are all words that have M at the end of them. Here we go. Time. Come. Name. Home. Mom. Swim. Gym. Game. Okay, excellent, very good. Now let's try some sentences with the M sound. There is a mysterious animal in my room. I had a dream that made me scream a lot. I played such a fun game with my mom last night. I swim very fast every time I practice on Mondays. I always eat a hamburger when I get home from the gym. Okay, so that's the M sound. The M sound, I think, is actually more difficult than the N sound because it's much more common for Spanish speakers to end a word with an N sound when they're speaking in English. But now we're going to move on to the N sound. So we did the hard one first, and now we'll move on to the N sound. Okay, this is similar to the M. The difference is, the major difference is your mouth is open. Your tongue is at the top of your mouth. It's at the roof of your mouth. Your mouth is open, and you push sound through your nose. Try that. Very good. Okay. Now, the same thing here. We're going to practice words that end in N because we want to make sure that we finish the word correctly. That seems to be a bigger problem than starting the word correctly. So we're going to practice words that have an N at the end of them. Okay, here we go. Now, remember, before we get started, in these words, when you finish the word, your mouth will be open. Not like an M, where it'll be closed. These words, your mouth will be open when you finish the word. Okay? Here we go. Clean. Can. Gone. Run. Fun. Okay, great. Now let's try some sentences with N's in them, okay? He has gone to many clean and green spaces. I'm having a lot of fun watching that clown. I can see the moon every time I take a plane. Clean that spoon because that man touched it. Excellent, very good. Those are the N sounds, okay? Now we are going to talk about the combination of N and G. This happens a lot in English because all progressive verbs end in ing. We also have many other words that have that combination in them. So think of the word, for example, speaking. Speaking. Many Spanish speakers drop the G, they leave the G off at the end of the word, and it ends up sounding like this. Speakin'. Speakin'. That's wrong. That's incorrect. We have to say that G sound. Now, this is very interesting because normally when you say an N sound, like we just learned a second ago, your tongue goes all the way to the top of your mouth. But when you combine N with a G, your tongue will not go all the way to the top of your mouth. It sort of hangs out about a centimeter below the top of your mouth. And you then have to force out the G sound. You say the N sound very quickly, and then you force out the G sound from the back of your throat. Speaking. Speaking. That N that I'm saying right there, my tongue is not touching the top of my mouth. Speaking. Speaking. Try it. Speaking. Very good. Okay. Let's try many combinations with NG in them. We're going to give some examples a try. Okay. You say the N quickly, your tongue doesn't go up to the top of your mouth, and then you force out the G from the back of your throat. Speaking. Okay? Here we go. Bring. was feeling sad until I listened to my favorite song. I had such a long day at work, but I always stay strong. Okay, now we're going to put it all together, the M sound, the N sound, the NG sound in a paragraph. Ready? Here we go. My mom's name is Mary. She always took a long nap at 9 a.m. She is a strong woman who always has time for her kids. I used to ask her to sing for me during bedtime in my room. We were a team and enjoyed hanging out together. I love to swim every morning and talk about my childhood dream with her to become a famous musician. We played a game in which I had to guess the song she was trying to sing. It was really fun. Excellent. Very good job. Those are the nasal sounds. N, N, and G. They're pretty easy. The most important thing to remember is to finish your word well. If it ends in an M, keep your mouth closed. If it ends in an N, open. Okay? That's it. Good job.